Hi,
Hi,
FanGirls.
everyone. Hello. Hi, guys. Welcome to It's a Fangirl World vlog. This is where we share our love for all things Disney with a little added girl power pixie dust. I'm Kim, and today we're going to be talking about Christmas at Walt Disney World.
Yay! I'm Steph, and in our last vlog, we talked about the process of becoming a DVC member and taking a DVC tour at Walt Disney World. So if you missed it, be sure to check out our YouTube channel at the end of this broadcast. On our blog, we focus on a different Disney topic every episode, from parks to movies and beyond, all while celebrating contributions by amazing women that have helped make Disney what it is today. So you can expect tips, updates, and more, all by fangirls for fangirls.
And for our fanboys too. A quick shout out to those of you fanboys who are also watching our episodes. Thanks for joining. If you like what you see today, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a vlog, or leave us a comment and let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about.
And if you want daily fangirl fun, head on over to our Facebook page and give us a like. We post new content there every single day, and we always love to hear from our fellow fangirls and have you chime in. So now we're going to get on to our special topic of the week, which is Christmas at Walt Disney World.
It's one of my favorite times to visit Walt Disney World. Absolutely, hands down.
I'm a huge Disney fan, shock, but I'm also a huge Christmas fan. So when you just put those two together, it's super magical. My first Christmas experience with Disney was actually at Disneyland in 1994 when I was but a wee child. And it's like one of the most magical vacations that I've ever taken. So now that I'm a grown-up and I can go to Disney World whenever I want, Christmas is frequently the time of year that I pick.
Yeah, usually I've been to Disney during the Christmas season one time, and that was in 1999. And I don't even remember if they had like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at that point in time. And I don't really remember much other than the New Year's celebration. That was really huge at that point. So, and it's been a while. So I went back again in 2015, and I will never forget the decorations galore everywhere. It's amazing.
I've been at Christmas in 2010 and 2015, and I'll actually be heading there in a couple weeks. So I'll be reporting live, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, fangirls. To your point, Kim, about not remembering if there's a lot happening back in the day at Disney World, now holidays are a huge deal at Walt Disney World, from November all the way through December, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, and actually our friend Shannon has just chimed in with a happy Thanksgiving to us. Happy Thanksgiving to you,
Happy
Shannon.
Thanksgiving, Shannon.
And to everybody watching, whether you're watching live or you're watching on a repeat, I hope you have a great kickoff to your holiday season at home, good Black Friday shopping, and all of that. So, Kim, let's talk about Christmas at Disney World and share with people who maybe haven't been or haven't been in a while or are thinking about going what you can really expect during this magical time of the year. And let's start with decor, because you mentioned how much you loved seeing the decorations everywhere.
The decorations blow me away. I love decorating for Christmas. I think it's the most festive holiday. We put our Christmas lights up outside last week because I just love it bright. And Disney goes above and beyond. The hotels are completely decorated, which I find amazing because as soon as you check in, you're immersed in the holiday fun.
Garlands and wreaths and lights and trees. I love it. And it's different at every resort.
And that's what's really cool. Like, the trees are kind of themed to the resort, and even in Disney Springs. I remember when we went to Splitsville, the tree was themed, so differently. Every tree, you could visit all the different trees and see all the different themes, and you'd never repeat a decoration. It's really neat.
Several of the hotels also have big gingerbread displays, real edible gingerbread made into these larger-than-life displays. So at the Grand Floridian, you can find a huge house that actually has people inside of it working and selling gingerbread and other treats. At the Contemporary, you can see a beautiful It's a Small World, Mary Blair-inspired display, which for the last few years has been frozen, but this year is a Cinderella display. Over at the beach club, there's a working carousel made of gingerbread horses, which
Love that one.
is fabulous. That might be actually my favorite one. It's just so cool that it moves. And over at the boardwalk, you can find it's like a seaside. I want to call it a taffy hut. It's not really a taffy hut, but like a seaside boardwalk like booth, and they sell little treats and stuff, and there's usually some photo opportunities there as well. And while it's not gingerbread per se, the yacht club also has a really impressive miniature train setup. You can also find some gingerbread houses at some of the restaurants throughout Walt Disney World, and also at the American Adventure Pavilion. They usually create the White House or another monument out of gingerbread.
Yeah, it's kind of neat how they just take the decorating to an extreme in a lot of cases. When we went in 2015, that was the last year of Osborne. Things have changed in some of the parks, definitely.
Yeah.
I heard that Magic Kingdom doesn't have as much in decorations.
Well, I am going to go do some investigative reporting for us, because I too remember, Kim, all the lands had different decorations in them. You know, Animal Kingdom had decorations that were made out of like, you know, tin cans and different things that really went along with the theme of the area. And I'm hearing from some sources that there's not as much decoration, and I don't know if I'm not going to say it's not true. I wonder if people have been desensitized to it, or if it's going up gradually, like they make sure they put up all the big splashy Main Street decorations first. Maybe some of those other decorations come out later, but I'm going to be there in the second week of December. So by then I would assume everything is up. So I will be reporting back, and I will be really, really sad if there's less decorations than I expect.
That's true. And people might just not be used to that direct transition from, you know, Halloween to Christmas within a few days. So maybe there's more to come.
Absolutely. And we have another viewer who is saying Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Jason.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jason.
Class on Thanksgiving Eve. Or I don't know, is that what you call it? Thanksgiving Eve?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve. That's what it is.
Thanksgiving. In case you, dear viewers, do not know, I'm Canadian. So while I celebrate American Thanksgiving in my heart, Canadian Thanksgiving was months ago. But you can still wish me a happy Thanksgiving, and I promise I will do my best to have one. Oh, Jason is also saying that they had to change the garlands that used to go across Main Street because of the height of the new parade floats, which is true. Festival of Fantasy has some very, very tall floats. So we used to see garland going directly across Main Street, and now they're very large wreaths all down. Thank you for pointing that out, Jason. So I'm gonna report back on that decor, Kim, but since we're talking about Magic Kingdom anyway, the centerpiece of Magic Kingdom Christmas is, of course, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which I love so much that the very first time I went, we actually went a couple nights later on the same trip. We got tickets to go for a second night because it was so amazing. And then I've been again, and we're going to be going this trip as well. I know that you had a chance to go in 2015 with your family, so maybe we can have a little chat about what you thought, what I thought, what people can expect, because you were going with your husband and your two kids, and I was just going with my husband. So it's a little bit different when you have little ones in tow.
It is. It's a little bit different, but, you know, definitely we're going to experience the same kind of things. Me, I think it was more me than my whole family in the we sense, but the one thing that I had to do was I had to get my picture with the Seven Dwarfs. You can't get a picture with all Seven Dwarfs any other, you know, regularly in the park. Yeah. So that was the first thing that we did. We went there. Well, we were already in the park for the day. So then once it started to switch over to where they were trying to clear out people and just have party people there, we lined up for the Seven Dwarfs probably about an hour. So probably about 6 o'clock. Yeah. We waited an hour, and then it was about another 20 minutes after that. People were lining up really early for that.
That's a great tip, actually, because there are a lot of characters, and many of them are rare characters who meet at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. But the most popular ones are usually the Seven Dwarfs, any of the princesses who are meeting with their princes, and then also Jack Skellington as Sandy Claus. And like Kim mentioned, a lot of times if you have your party wristband on, you can line up in advance of the party. The character doesn't usually start meeting yet, but at least you're not wasting your party time standing in line. You can get that over with and then enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, and you know what? To me, it was worth it. We have a picture that, you know, with all the dwarfs and with us with them, and even though they did not spend a lot of time interacting with people because they had a long line, but they really did. I mean, it still felt like a special moment, and that was the only character I think that we met.
Yeah.
The second thing on my list was the parade, so we made sure that we got there for the parade.
In the 3 times that I've been to the Christmas party, I've actually not met any characters because they've all had very long lines. And this time, I'm hoping, I'm hearing Scrooge McDuck is meeting, and I'm a huge DuckTales fan. So I am hoping that maybe if I go like near the end of the night when things have died down, I know that like the dwarfs and Jack Skellington have lines all the way through to closing. Have my fingers crossed that I would get to meet Scrooge McDuck without too much of a wait. But what I go, well, it's not what I go for. I mean, there are many reasons that I go, but one thing that I really go for is the snacks. So included in your admission to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, you get some complimentary snacks, which in the past has been hot cocoa and some cookies. I have had sugar cookies, and I've had snickerdoodle cookies, and then usually there's like apple juice and allergy sensitive cookies, as well as apple slices for people who are looking for something healthier. But this year, they started this last year, they've had a few more snacks, and this year there's a whole bunch of things. There's ginger molasses cookies and peppermint crunch cookies and sugar, I think a Santa sugar cookie. There's a snowman pretzel. There's snow cookies.
I love pretzels.
And Dove chocolates and sparkling cider and hot cider and so much hot chocolate, if I didn't say that already, and snickerdoodles. Like, there's so many things. There's 6 different snack stations. They all have something different. So I am going to be, the night that I'm at the party, I will take pictures of everything, and I'll report back on our It's a Fangirl World page what I thought of every single one, so that you guys at home can follow along and see what I'm getting my sugar high with.
Yeah, I like that they've added more snacks, because when they had the cookies, I mean, I was like, okay, we really only got one. We got one hot cocoa, one cookie, and then we're just on to experiencing things. Yeah. We really didn't take advantage of the snacks, but now that they have a lot more snacks and a lot of them look like really great, I'm like, we need to go back. We need to go on a snack trip. My snack, I guess, strategy is usually to grab them as I'm moving from one thing to another. So if I was on Jungle Cruise and Pirates of the Caribbean and then heading over to Big Thunder, I would probably go to Tortuga Tavern and grab my snack there before carrying on. And then at parade time, about 15 minutes before parade time, run around and get tons of snacks to enjoy during the parade. But I am hoping the variety helps a little, because it used to be very one note, like a very sweet hot chocolate and like a pretty sweet buttery, but like pretty sweet cookie. All of these things also sound sweet, but at least different kinds of sweet. I'm probably going to have a very like salty dinner, like a mac and cheese hot dog from Casey's Corner or something, to kind of like get balance, get that happening so that the sweet doesn't overtake everything. I'll be drinking lots of water, and I'll probably be sharing snacks with my husband so that we don't have, you know, too many, or like, you know, fueling up at Starbucks with like straight espresso, no sugar in there, no Frappuccino dime. There is also great entertainment at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. You've got the Totally Tomorrowland Christmas show, which is really fun, with Stitch and Buzz Lightyear. And then you have a dance party at Cosmic Rays. I think they call it Club Tinsel, but the kids really love that. And then you have a show in front of the castle that is called Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, which has lots of Disney characters,
dancing, singing, all that fun stuff. And of course, fireworks, holiday wishes, and all Christmas time holiday fireworks show. And Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade, which is beautiful, and I love it. And I usually see both parade viewings. Yeah, big.
Love Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Time parade. My favorite part is when it snows.
Oh.
I think, even though it's not real snow, we're in Florida, it just feels like, oh wow, it's snowing on Main Street.
That's a good point, because it only snows on Main Street. If you were watching the parade from Liberty Square or Frontierland, you won't see the snow, but you can walk through Main Street later and get the snow. And there are less crowds in the other areas, but the snow and the uplighting on Main Street really sell it.
Yeah, it really feels Christmassy with the snow. Yeah. I love it.
My favorite part, honestly, about the whole party is that it's such a good atmosphere. Everybody gets into it. They love being there. People are dressed up, not the same way as at the Halloween party with, say, costumes, but like families in matching shirts and red and green and like cute scarves and light up glow necklaces like the one that you're wearing, Kim, and Mickey and Minnie Santa hats and Santa hats in general, and everybody's having a great time. It's Merry, Merry Christmas. People in ugly Christmas sweaters. And everybody's kind of like, they drank the Kool-Aid, they bought in that it's Christmas at Disney World, even if it's still November. And I think it's just special. There's beautiful lighting all through the park, snowflakes being projected in places. I've seen cast members just stop and spontaneously play games and hopscotch and things like that with kids, handing out stickers. Like, what more could you want?
And, people also seem friendlier, like you said, during this time. We when we were lining up for the parade, people were lining up early.
Yeah.
And we didn't get there quite as early as everyone else. So we're standing back. We're not trying to push our way through or anything. And you felt like we felt at first that people were like, this is my space. I've created this space. You cannot invade it. So we were standing back. And then eventually they were like, do you want your kids to come up and sit here? And I just thought, that kind of stuff doesn't always happen during the regular time of year. People are like, nope, this is my area. I've created this area. Do not come in. And it just felt like people were more willing to, I don't know, share, I guess.
Be a little bit more generous. You know what? I've actually been on the other side of that. So I've been the person waiting for the parade. And this happens to me all the time because we're there without kids. A lot of times I find that people assume that their kids should be able to cut in front of me for a parade or cut in front of me in line or whatever because they're kids. And first of all, I don't think that is the way that you teach responsibility and manners, but I am not one to parent other people's kids. But I don't mind as long as I think that they're respecting my boundaries. So many times, like, I've been there and parents behind me have been pushing their kids up on me and I really get my back up. But as soon as I realize that there's a parent and some kids there that, don't expect or take for granted that I will be a nice person and let the kids come sit up in front, of course I'm going to let them, 100%.
No, and that's exactly right. Like what you said, like we were just standing there. We could see, we weren't in front row, but the floats are big. You can see, and they move around and you can see mostly everything. So we were fine where we were. It was, and we knew we did not wait for like 2 hours to get a front row spot. So we were, and we teach our kids that, like here's where we are. This is what we got. We got to arrive earlier if we want. And we've arrived earlier before, but
it's all about priorities and choices.
Yeah, but so I just thought, it feels to me like in a normal day, most people, this is my spot, and I respect that, totally respect that, because you wait for it. But I just thought people seemed a little bit more, hey, embracing, come on in, whole family here, kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen like lots of people like letting kids go up first for cookies and that sort of thing, which you would never, nobody's letting a kid cut in the Dole Whip line on a regular day, So I think that's real. I think it's just such a nice vibe.
Yeah. It feels great. Magical.
And you can see some of those things. You can see the parade. You can see holiday wishes if you go to Disney World from the 23rd until the 30th. So after the last party has happened, some of those shows, not all of those shows, are shown daily. So if you're not going to a party, that's another possibility if you're local or just traveling over the holiday season. But Epcot is not one to be left out of the fun. And for years they've done like a holidays around the world kind of event. And now they've transformed it into a full-fledged festival to match their lineup of festivals: Food and Wine, Flower and Garden, Festival of the Arts. Now we have the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays, which I can't wait to go to.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I mean, I'm not going this year, so I'm excited for you, but it just seems that they're upping it even more than it's been.
Yeah.
They're adding more things. They're adding holiday kitchens. They still have the candlelight processional, which is amazing.
Candlelight processional is like a centerpiece. It used to be performed at Disneyland back in the day, and like it's a huge thing at Epcot every year. And it's so nice that they've taken that holiday centerpiece and built out all of this other great stuff around it.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's one where they always, I mean, they filled the capacity for the seating for that, but you can still stand outside of the venue and you can still see and enjoy the music. You don't have to actually be in there. You could pass by and still enjoy the, you know, what's happening. And so it feels so inclusive, even if you can't get inside.
I love with Candlelight Processional that they involve choirs from all over the country and on a different rotating basis. So like every show is truly unique. You have celebrity narrators that change every few days. You have these different choirs that are coming in. There's Disney cast member chorus, full orchestra. Like, it's amazing. Even if it is the biblical retelling of the birth of Jesus, but like, even if you're not a super religious person, it's just a beautiful presentation. Really not to be missed. And now they've built out lots of other less religious, I guess, parts of the festival. So like you said, Kim, they have holiday kitchens, which are really rivaling what you would find at Food and Wine and Flower and Garden. 2 years ago, they started this, and there were like one or two little bites that you could find at some of the quick services that already existed. But now they're keeping out some of those Food and Wine Festival booths and reskinning them and having entire menus of food and drink that you can enjoy that are from like winter traditions around the world, which I'm really excited about. I will, like I said, I will be reporting back on all my food, but I'll tell you right now, I'm very excited. There's Christmas rum punch slush martini thing in France that I'm very excited about. I'm very excited about the melted cheese fondue bowl, and I'm very excited about so many things, but the coquito at the Festival of the Three Kings booth, and all the stuff at the Mexican. I can't remember the name, but there's a Mexico like tacos and tamales booth. You know what? I take it back. I'm excited about it all. I'm going to eat so many things. I'll tell you all about them.
I can't wait to see all of the things because that's just going to make me want to plan a trip. And I'm always looking for another excuse to plan a trip to Walt Disney World. So this will be my next excuse.
This is a good one. And they've added in some different musical acts. So there's Joyful Gospel. I wouldn't call it a choir. It's more like a group who do things throughout the day. There's also the regular World Showcase entertainment, and there's also holiday storytellers. Tell us about that, Kim.
I love the storytellers. We tried to hit a few of them throughout World Showcase, but my favorite one was in Italy, and she was telling the story so passionately, and she would look right at the kids and kind of get them involved, and she just really made you stop and listen to her. She was so animated. I have a video of her that I will try to post soon so that we can show that. It was really, really nice. You don't want to miss those small things.
No.
The decor is one thing. The huge candlelight processional is another, but these small things really add a lot.
They tell you about the culture and the traditions of celebrating these winter holidays in different countries around the world, they don't take up that much of your time. You're already around World Showcase exploring, making time in your schedule for these, especially like you're the type of person who's coming back to Disney World again and again. So, maybe it doesn't matter if you miss Frozen Ever After this time because you'll be back again and Frozen's not going anywhere. Or any of the other entertainment and World Showcase. Making that a priority is something that I would really suggest for this time of year.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you don't want to take up, a lot of time in seeing a lot of them, just pick one or two different countries to just see how they're presenting their holiday tradition.
Get your holiday kitchen's snacks and then enjoy your presentation. You kill two birds with one stone.
Excellent idea.
Thank you. So if we were to continue on over to Disney's Hollywood Studios, you mentioned earlier the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights, which is sadly no longer there. They've actually gotten rid of quite a lot of light things because I remember that they used to have the lights of winter at Epcot, all across. It's not really a bridge, but that walkway between Future World and World Showcase used to be all lit up, and that's gone too. But when we lost Osborne lights a few years ago to all the construction that's happening, we weren't really sure what was going to happen at the studios.
And I really enjoyed that because, this was back when I went like years ago, 1999, I want to say. At least that's what I'm recalling in my head. So I'm going to say it was 1999. But when they had the lights on the back lot, when they had them on the houses and they had them on like the street that disappeared a long time ago that the tram ride used to go through, it was so amazing because you really walked through this area that was just so lit up. And even though the most recent one was a lot smaller, you were filled with lights. I will tell you a little story since it's not there anymore, so I'm not trying to tempt anyone to do something they should not do. But they have this big light switch. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but they have this big light switch that literally lights the lights for the Osborne lights. It literally is in charge of turning them on and turning them off, and it's huge. So I asked my husband to go up to it. I wanted to take a photo of him pretending to, not touching, just pretending to. They flipped out. The cast members were like, "No, don't touch it." We're like, "We're just pretending." Don't even pretend. They said if you turn it off, it takes like an hour for it to reset. At least that's what they said. So we were like, okay, sorry. So that's our memory of the last year that the Osborne lights were.
Maybe they should have made a photo op with a fake one so that people could have actually.
I know. Well, we were waiting for the photographer. There was a delay for some reason, so we were just standing there and like, hey, pretended, because we always like to take weird pictures with Disney things. But I was like, pretend you're turning the light on. They didn't like that. Don't ever do that if they bring them back.
So that's gone now, but we do have Jingle Bell Jingle Bam, which is like a fireworks and projection combination show themed to the characters from Prep and Landing on the, are we still calling it the Chinese Theater now that it's not the Great Movie Ride anymore?
Well, it's still the Chinese Theater, so.
I guess they haven't changed that yet. So that's there. But we also this year have a new thing called Sunset Seasons Greetings. So all along Sunset Boulevard, there are billboards, and then the Tower of Terror throughout the night. There's 4 different vignettes. That's a Frozen vignette and a Toy Story one. I think Prep and Landing, and I think Mickey's Christmas Carol, if I'm not mistaken. So these vignettes play on the Tower of Terror and on the billboards. And then there's some snow, and it's beautiful. Now, as far as I have heard, this is not a time thing. It's not like a show that starts at 8:15 every night. It's just ongoing, kind of like the Tree of Life illuminations that happen over at Animal Kingdom. So you can just like stop and enjoy it on your way to and from Tower of Terror or Fantasmic or Rock and Roller Coaster or anything out really out in that area of the park. And of course, they have added some special decor around Echo Lake this year. Each of the 4 parks has a huge, huge iconic tree. And the one at Hollywood Studios used to be located in front of the entrance, but now it's been brought in to the Echo Lake area. They've added lots of special decorations there, lots of beautiful Christmas lights. So that's really nice. And there are some holiday treats. Are we surprised I'm talking about holiday treats again? There's an Olaf themed sundae that is a jelly donut with scoops of ice cream on top, so it looks like a little snowman. It's pretty cute. Jelly donut. I love it. There's an Olaf carrot cake push pop. There's various hot chocolates, including boozy hot chocolates and a boozy hot chocolate plate.
That looks really good.
That does look, you know what, the one thing that I wish they had done, because you can get regular hot chocolate at that booth and you can also get a few different flavored hot chocolates throughout the park, I wish they had a non-alcoholic hot chocolate flight, especially there, because like if mom and dad are getting those and the kids really want, you know, just a regular hot chocolate, even though you'd be like, that's a big one and these ones are tiny. It's not as cute and you don't get all those little flavors. So that is something that I wish that they would consider for next year, because they have a little whipped cream and like one has a cherry and they're all different. It's adorable. But
in the meantime, you need to test that. Just, you know.
Oh, if I have to for research purposes.
For research purposes, we definitely need to know what that tastes like.
And so that's what's going on at DHS. Now, Animal Kingdom is pretty much left out of the loop. They used to have, well, on regular days, they used to have Mickey's Jam and Jungle Parade, and at Christmas time, they would do Mickey's Jingle Jungle Parade. But that is sadly gone now. So in 2015, when I was there at Christmas time, there were some decorations, light decorations throughout the park, and that was really it. So I'll report back and see if anything is happening, but it doesn't really sound like it. But I guess they don't celebrate Christmas on Pandora. Sadly.
Yeah, and that's a shame, because I know that prior to really this past year, I mean, they closed early. So
yeah.
Maybe that just wasn't something, I mean, lights at night, you know.
Yeah.
They're not open at night. So maybe that's something that will evolve for them as well.
Maybe that's what we will see. Over at Disney Springs, now last year they had a special drone show called Starbright Holidays. And it does not look like they're bringing that back this year. They haven't announced anything. I think it's pretty late in the game for them to add something new. But the Christmas tree trail that they introduced last year has like doubled in size this year. They've added a glazed almond stand in the middle with like hot chocolate and other things. And you can see the trees in the daytime. You can see them in the nighttime. They're themed sometimes to movies or sometimes to specific characters. And I've never had the chance to see that. So I'm very excited to check it out because I love a good Christmas tree.
It looks absolutely amazing. I mean, there were some, last time I was there were, you know, some decorations, but it definitely wasn't, you know, this Christmas tree mecca. I really would love to see what they've done, you know, since then with Disney Springs. Now,
the Christmas tree trail is located kind of behind the marketplace section of Disney Springs. And I will confirm in a couple of weeks, but last time I was there in 2015, there were also many Christmas trees throughout the landing and the town center and the west side that were not necessarily character themes, but themed for those areas. Like, there was a big like metal Edison bulb kind of tree over near Morimoto, Asia, and all of those kinds of things. And Disney Springs is once again full of holiday snacks. All the holiday snacks.
I'm surprised about that.
There's even, Kim, I think an apple Riesling wine slush at Amaret's.
See, now I've got to go.
I have to. Just book a ticket. Just come on down.
It's research time.
Yeah. And they do special well, they do dance parties most nights at Disney Springs throughout the year, but these ones are Christmas themed. Sometimes you can meet Santa. There are musicians always throughout Disney Springs, so many of them will be playing Christmassy music. There will be stilt walkers at some time. So they just make it all really festive, which is super smart on their part because you can get more locals in when you're doing special things and they can spend all their Christmas shopping dollars there. I personally am planning on spending almost all of my Christmas shopping dollars at Disney and Disney Springs this year. So, hello, loved ones. Start thinking about what you're going to get from Disney World. Yeah, we talked earlier about how the resorts are all decorated, and I wanted to share something really fun that we did on our last trip that you could totally do with your family or with a group of friends or anything. So my husband and I were at Disney World, and we were meeting up with friends who only had a couple days of park tickets, so they were going to go on the Saturday and the Sunday to the parks, and we met them on Friday night when they flew in. And so we decided to do kind of a self-guided monorail crawl where we took the bus from the Pop Century where we were staying to Magic Kingdom, and we walked over the Contemporary, and we saw the gingerbread display there. And then we hopped on the monorail. We went over to the Polynesian to have dinner and at the Kona Island Sushi Bar. And then we went down to the beach and watched Holiday Wishes, because if you are not going to the Christmas party, you can still see Holiday Wishes from if you have a reservation at California Grill or Narcoossee's, or if you watch from the beach at any of the hotels on the monorail route, or I think from Wilderness Lodge or Fort Wilderness, if you can still see the fireworks from there. At the Polynesian, they pipe in the music right on the beach, so we were able to watch those. We hopped back on the monorail and went over to the Grand Floridian and saw the gingerbread house there, and then we just hopped on the monorail back to Magic Kingdom and took the bus back to Pop Century. That was a really fun night. It was very Christmassy. We all got in the Christmas spirit. You know, it was just low key and simple, but really, really nice. So
And like that really allows you to not have to worry about, you know, being in the park or having park admission. It could be like the day you arrive kind of thing. And it's fun, and you see more, like we were talking about even with Epcot. You see things that you normally wouldn't see on a trip necessarily.
Exactly. They also, and I have not experienced this, and I'm hoping that the weather holds out for me on one of the night times when I don't have like a ADR that I can't move around. But Fort Wilderness really goes all out with their decorations. I mean, Disney does a good job of decorating, as they do at all of the resorts, but many of the campers decide to decorate their campsites and their cabins and their RVs and even their golf carts. So it's apparently amazing I've seen videos that look incredible. You can rent a golf cart and you can drive around. You can just take the inter campsite buses and see what you can see, or you can even sign up for a sleigh ride or a wagon ride that will take you around the campsites, and you can see some of the great decorating that people have been doing. So I can't say for sure if I'm going to be able to do that, but I'm really, really, really hoping to, because it sounds amazing, and I'm a Christmas light nut. Like, I'm the one out with my like hot chocolate in my travel tumbler, just like freezing my butt off up in Canada, walking around neighborhoods trying to see more Christmas lights.
And that's really neat too, because when you have you know, the people staying there decorating, it could be different every year. So it's not like something that you're going to expect, or, you know, it can be new every time you go.
And these are very elaborate decorations, especially when you're thinking about them being at a campsite. We have a comment from Jason who says that gifts from WDW are the best. Yes, Jason, they are. I hope my family agrees with you. We all have talked about a few of the things that have gone away, like the Lights of Winter and Mickey's Jingle Jungle Parade and the Osborne's Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights. A couple things that I miss: there used to be a float in the Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade, which had Chip and Dale, and they were having a snowball fight. And there was a little chipmunk snowman, and it was very, very cute. They have gotten rid of that and I believe replaced it with a Frozen themed float. Yeah, I like Frozen, so I can't really complain. And Chip and Dale are still there, but they're not having a cute little snowball fight anymore. And a long time ago, they used to have Belle do an enchanted story time. I know that you can now go to the permanent Belle story time attraction, but I don't think she dresses up in her Christmas dress. And she is one, I mean, a lot of the Disney characters have like specialized Christmas outfits that the parks have made for them. Belle is one of the very few characters that has a definite from a movie Christmas dress, and it's beautiful. I even have the collector Barbie to prove it. Collector Enchanted Christmas Time with Belle Barbie. She's gorgeous. And I wish that they would bring that back, or at least put her in her dress on those nights, because that would be something really special.
I want to say that I've seen pictures of her recently in Epcot.
In her dress, yes. I might just have to go meet Belle at Epcot.
You definitely will.
They do skin the Jungle Cruise to become the Jingle Cruise at this time of year. So there's lights and there's some special decorations and all the jokes. The script is different. It's very holiday and it's hilarious. So if you're there at this time of year, definitely check out the Jingle Cruise. But it's kind of sad that they don't do that with any of the other rides. I know that at several of the parks around the world, they re-theme some of the rides. So we have Haunted Mansion Holiday, where Nightmare Before Christmas takes over the Haunted Mansion. There's also It's a Small World Holiday, where the songs become Christmas songs, and everything gets like a Christmas decoration makeover, and all the dolls get little Christmas outfits and everything. Like those kind of things just really enhance what's already in the park and those regular attractions. So I don't know. I just wish that
more. I mean, it'd be nice if they did. They could really just, I mean, I don't think it would take a whole lot just to add some sprinkles to more things.
And especially when these are tried and true things that they've done in other resorts, so that they know that they work, or they know how to build them, or they know what's involved. There's actually, in the Christmas Fantasy Parade at Disneyland, probably my favorite parade float of all time, which is an ice skating float. Mickey and Minnie ice skate. And that's amazing. Like, bring that on over to the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade. Leave that one in California for all the California fans, but like, build us one over in Florida. And oh, Kim, we are missing out at Disney World, because let me tell you, at Disneyland, they do these handmade candy canes, and they only make so many a day and only on certain days, and these candy canes are like super famous all over the place. And you actually have to line up in the morning and get a wristband to be even allowed to buy them. And I think they're like $15 or $16 each, but they're very large and they're handmade. My parents were at Disneyland last year and were just there on like a random day when I guess the crowds were low and not all the wristbands were given out. So when they entered the park, somebody asked if they wanted a wristband, and before they went, I had begged them to go line up for a wristband and get me a candy cane, and they were like, Stephanie, we are not doing that. We are not planners like you. Like, we're just gonna sleep in and go to Starbucks. And I was like, ugh. But then they walked in and were given these wristbands, and they bought me a candy cane, and it was the best. I'm a candy cane aficionado, I like to think, and it was the best candy cane that I've ever had in my life, far and away. It was like a peppermint cloud.
Oh, bring that.
Yeah. I don't see why the confectionery couldn't make them. I'm just saying.
Good.
So now I've done Christmas at Disney World, and like I said, I'll be reporting live from Disney World December 8th for about a week. So definitely tune into It's a Fangirl World, and I will show you everything. And if there's something you specifically want to see, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to check it out for you. Rides, merchandise, snacks, more snacks, decorations, whatever you want, please tell me, and I'll do my best to check it out for you. But I've also done Christmas at Disneyland, and next year I'm going to be doing Christmas at Tokyo Disney and hopefully also at Shanghai Disney. So that will be quite a compare and contrast. And then my big project will be to convince my husband to do Christmas at Hong Kong Disney and Disney Paris. And then I will have done Disney at Christmas all around the world. So that'll be some fun comparing and contrasting.
Great.
Now, fangirls, we cannot wait to hear what you have to say about Christmas at the parks, Disney World, or any of the parks around the world. So please tell us what you think. If you've been to the parks, if you want to go to the parks, which parks you want to go to, what you want to see at Christmas time, what you loved seeing at Christmas time in the past, we would love to hear from you.
And in our Fangirl Spotlight, we honor Paige O'Hara, the voice of Belle in the 1991 Disney animated classic Beauty and the Beast. Love that movie. We always think about Beauty and the Beast as being a Christmas movie because of the beautiful snow scenes and because it was released in late November, making it a holiday classic. Miss O'Hara brought to life one of our favorite Disney princesses in Belle, both in the original and the very special Belle's Enchanted Christmas direct-to-home video release. And plus she voices many other appearances of Belle. Miss O'Hara is a Disney legend and even paints Belle for Disney Fine Art.
Wouldn't that be cool to have a Belle painting done by Paige O'Hara?
That would be like perfect.
Christmas dress Belle painting.
That would be really perfect.
That would be a great Christmas present. Hint, hint, husband, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us on It's a Fangirl World. We're going to be back in a few weeks with our next vlog, so remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss it.
In the meantime, watch our Facebook page where we post new content and connect with our fellow fangirls and fanboys every day. We'd love to see you there.
And if you want to show off your fangirl pride, our TeePublic store has everything from tees and hoodies and onesies to notebooks, stickers, device cases, pillows, tote bags, wall hangings, everything that you could want. And we just uploaded a whole bunch of new designs in time for the holidays, including a very, very popular one that's flying off the shelves that is Love You to Disney and Back. So that was Kim's idea. Oh, Kim's other therapy. That was Kim's idea, and people are loving it. So please go get your hands on one before they're all gone. And if you do get a shirt or a tote or anything, you take it to Disney, please take a picture and send it to us. And we'd love to feature you on our page, showing off your fangirl pride.
And if you enjoyed this show, please ask people to share, give our Facebook page a like, or go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a vlog. And don't be shy, leave us a comment to let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about.
Thanks for tuning in tonight, and until next time, keep living the magic, fangirls. Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.